Hello, welcome to What the Flick. My name is Christy Lemire. This is Alonzo Giraldi. We've got a cool little indie to talk to you about called Miss Stevens. Please tell us about it, my friend.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to see this movie at South by Southwest this year, where I was on the jury, and we gave Lily Rabe Best Actress, which I think she very much deserves. Rabe stars as Miss Stevens, an English teacher who accompanies three kids on a weekend drama competition, and the kids have their own problems, and so does Miss Stevens. Take a look.
All our permission slips are in. So we're all set for the drama competition.
Do you mind if I ask how old you are? Sam thinks you're 26, but I think you're older. Not because you look older, you just seem older.
What do you teach?
I'm an English teacher. I teach English.
Do you have a boyfriend?
Seriously?
Leave Rachel alone.
Rachel?
Wow.
Yeah, I love this movie, and it kept surprising me. And you think it's going to be like a formulaic and pat kind of, like, we're all going to learn something from each
Mr. Holland's
other.
opus sort of thing. Yeah, no.
And it goes into directions that are like, they flirt with danger, but there's also great truth to what's happening in their relationship. And Lily Rabe is so amazing in this. And what she's doing is so naturalistic and so subtle. You feel like you're constantly watching her as she's assessing the situation. Because it's over the span of this weekend, everything changes.
Yeah.
And yet in tiny ways that are still quite believable and quite significant. But she's truly in there the whole time. And she's so like, she's got to put on this facade of like, I'm in charge.
Exactly.
I'm
She's
the
trying to be very the
here.
teacherly thing of being, and she has so little grasp on the situation so frequently.
Yeah, she's a mess herself, right?
Yeah,
she's
exactly.
very fragile. Her mom has just died, and she's still kind of reeling from that, and that reveals itself in ways that are really unexpectedly poignant as she interacts with these kids.
But she's very funny, and I think that, it was interesting watching this with Dave, who used to be a teacher.
Oh, right.
So there would be situations where he'd be like, no, keep that door open, like don't be in there alone with a kid, But no, it's a very smart movie. I think it's co-written and directed by Julia
Hart.
Julia Hart, who's I think a former actress. I think she was in the Tuck Everlasting movie.
Okay, and I think she also was an educator herself, and
Oh,
that is where a
interesting.
lot of this comes from. I think that's probably why there's such truth to those scenes, the awkwardness of some of those scenes.
Yeah, Timothée Chalamet, who plays the
he's
main
so good.
student, is really good. He's popped up in some things. This will shock you, but I was a nerd in high school.
No.
I know, right? But no, my junior and senior year, pretty much every weekend was spent at debate tournaments.
Okay.
And this movie, I think,
Explains
captures
everything about you at this
doesn't
point.
it? This movie captures that weird, like, smart kids on a rampage in a hotel for a weekend feeling more than any movie I think I've ever seen.
I think Spellbound kind of gets that sensation as well of like.
But those are much younger
Right, they're
kids,
much younger
though.
kids, but just the idea of like connecting with other people who are like you and like what an adventure it is to be outside of school with them, and also to realize that your teacher is a person with a life.
Yes.
Outside of those school walls is kind of shocking.
And the whole thing where kids, want to ask questions, but they don't realize when they've crossed a line and like are asking questions that are way too personal, of their educators.
They're smart kids or they're precocious kids.
Totally.
And they kind of feel like types at first, the three kids. The girl is kind of like, your Hermione Granger figure. She's like super uptight, and actually she's more like Reese Witherspoon in Election, right?
Yes, very
She's,
much so.
very-
Tracy Flick.
Yeah, she's very Tracy Flick. She's like on top of things, and she's
Super
like,
organized.
she's
I got to be
fun
the thing,
police.
and then.
And then you have the young, very flamboyant gay kid,
Right.
And he's looking forward to maybe hooking up with somebody who also is gay, which he doesn't have a lot of options for that. And then you have Timothée Chalamet, who is really great and really nuanced, and he's supposedly the troubled kid.
Right.
He's also like, probably incredibly gifted when it comes to this. And so they all have more personality there than you might initially expect at the outset.
Yeah, they all, I think, reveal layers that are really interesting. And then Rob Huebel has a fun turn as a teacher from another school.
Yeah, that one conversation they have, I thought was so surprising and so significant, where they're sneaking a cigarette outside of the contest, and he tells her like, you just can't get involved, you just can't care.
You can't let them in.
It's such a departure from all these movies about teachers and how they cheat on dimes, like standing up on a desk, go captain, my captain. It's not like that. It's like you go home. You go home and you detach.
Yeah.
And I love the truth of that and how sound that advice is.
And I think, but I think you could look at a lot of those movie teachers and the Goodbye Mr. Chips and whatever, and they kind of get that know what the line is. Like they're very involved in their students' academic lives and in sort of trying to open their minds. But when it comes to like the personal stuff, it's like, nope, we're not going there. We're not going to do that. But yeah, this movie addresses that stuff in a way that a lot of teacher movies certainly don't.
Yeah, and I found it unexpectedly emotional at the end.
Oh yeah.
I was crying. I'll admit it. I cry. Real tears.
I like this movie a lot. I watched it a second time for this, and it holds up. I think it's really terrific.
Okay, what's your number then?
I give it an 8.
Okay. Do you have any apprehension about going higher than 8? What's wrong with it?
I think that it operates in a fairly small scale, but which is not in a bad way. But I'd say its triumphs are of a size that maybe that's what keeps it at 8. But 8 is not bad. Can we not get hung up on the numbers? I hate the numbers.
Police. Okay, my number is 8.8. It also really gets like the drabness of Simi Valley.
Oh yeah.
The sense of place, the blandness of its sense of place is quite vivid.
And what teachers wear and drive.
Oh my God, and the hotel room. So 8.4 is our average. Is it 100% on the tomato meter? So if you're looking for something smart as we transition in toward award season stuff, this is a good choice for you.